Alright, and we're back for the third episode of the ReVolt Mantis. I want to get the electronics squared away today. In the meantime, also I couldn't, the rock bumps were just too big. I ended up ordering some 5.25 tusks, put those on. They are just looking a lot better, and I think I am going to stick with the grande body like I thought. I think that'll be fine. Move it around. I think it's going to be closer to this area just to clear, because if I put it back farther, it clears most everything here. So we'll see what I end up doing. But I'm liking this a lot better. I don't know what I'm going to put the rock bumps on now, but I guess I got an extra set of full-size tires for something. So anyways, like I was saying, I wanted to get the electronics done, have the 70 amp secure. This was going to go in my 6x6 Jolly Green build from Collar Canyon, but I ended up getting a 120 amp instead, just to make sure I had enough power. So this one does have the leads cut, but I'm actually going to end up just unsoldering these leads on, because this is going to be right here, and then these will probably just kind of snake around and go on there. So I'll just end up cutting those pretty short there, just to kind of swoop down and around. I think that'd be the best thing. I don't need to be long at all. It's going right here. And R6FG is going to go right on top. I have a smaller R4, but we have enough room here where I should be able to put that right on there. And then there's going to be a zip tie probably going through and up and around, and just hold them both in place right there. So I think that would be the way to go. Got my soldering iron warming up right now. Well, it already is warmed up. I did solder these ones, the secures. You have to solder the jumpers to get more voltage. The Amazon Blue case, I think, runs off of 7.4 volts is the most you can do. So soldered over this 7.2. The problem is that I've already soldered this one before, and it took away some of the red paint on here. So I think that I got it right. Because this bar just ended up being a straight silver bar after I cleaned off the solder. So now it's just a bar solder and going over to the 7.2. So I think when I put it all in, I'll check it out and measure it, I guess. But I think I think it should be good. If not, maybe I'll just get a direct power servo for it at that point, because I don't want to have to toss this just because of that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'll get this all soldered up. I figure there's no point to really do it on camera. It's just going to take a while to clean up and do it. You just solder those 3 spots. Doesn't matter which direction too, because you can just change the rotation in Escape 32 programming, or you can do it on your remote. It's easier on the programming when you're going to program anyways. The other thing I did while we were gone is I put 60 millimeter links here instead of 65. That was just to push the link so it's shorter this way. The end of the link there, and I'm hoping I can get the cover on now, and maybe just trim a little bit of it. I really want the cover on because of the wires. That battery's going to be here, wires are going to be here. Then we got this wire, servo wire. So that's what I'm going for. So I'll go get this soldered up, cleaned up, and I'll be back. All right, I kind of lied. I didn't just do the electronics. I ended up just keep on going I did the electronics, and that was quick. And I want to keep on going back every couple minutes to tell you what I'm doing next. It seemed kind of corny. So I ended up doing pretty much everything. As you can see, I painted the body. It is PS61 metallic orange from Tamiya. The green is PS17 metallic green. The bottom section here is gunmetal PS23. I backed it all with black PS5. And then I smoked the windows with PS31 smoke. These are just cut out with my vinyl cutter. I stuck them on, masked off the gray area, painted the orange, took off that, painted the green, took off that, and then I painted the gunmetal and then the black to back it. Clips here. You can see it's all just black in there just to back it all up. So again, R6FG receiver from my Radiolink RC6GS, the Escape 32 70 amp secure, the Secure 3625. I ended up getting the cover to fit. I chopped off the bottom corner so I could get that link in there, and then I ended up also having to shave it a little bit for the drive shaft. I think it's a 68 is the shortest, like it can compress to a 68 millimeter drive shaft in the front. That ended up working. I had mounted originally here up and over. But I needed to move this forward just a little bit to make the body where I wanted it. This just barely clears the servo. I don't know, you can't really see, but it just barely clears that cover, like literally like a millimeter or two. I took the shocks off, rebuilt those. I actually have a how-to that went up, or is going to go up. It might be before this or after, I don't remember. It depends on if I can get this out on the rocks to actually test it. I don't want to show you guys this and then not test it, and you guys are like, oh cool, you built the truck and who knows if it works. I did try it a little bit out just to make sure everything was working, but not actually like run it on rocks. And the first time out, actually it blew a pin, one of the pins off of the double joint on this side blew out, and it hit there and it went flying. I have no idea where it went, so I ended up having to put the stock one in there. It works. It's just you can feel that little bit of cogging when it turns. And the other thing was when I put those links on in the rear, just looking at them, I could tell that they were kind of skinny, but you can see that one didn't even fall far at all. Like I didn't try to crawl much at anything, and it fell, and I could see the body was wicked crooked. It was almost touching the tire, and it bent that link. So the only thing I had around that I could make anything out of were these 7mm brass tubes, and they have like I think 3mm internal hole. So I drilled it out to tap M4 into it. So that way I can get the links. I just realized the links aren't 100% straight. One of these have more of a bend than the other for some reason. I'll have to figure that out. But it might be just because these are crooked. Oh, yep. Just because they're crooked. Okay. That was fun trying to bend that, though, to get that to go with the body. The servo that I didn't hear was that Spectrum. First try of running it. It's a 7.4 volt servo, and this is running 7.2 volt. I soldered the little connector to 7.2 volt, and I checked it with a meter, and it blew that servo instantly. For whatever reason. Apparently I can't take 7.2 even though it's 7.4. So I had a Traxxas 2250 laying around that was in, it came in the Helion, which is a huge truck, and this thing has barely enough torque to even, it has less torque than this servo. So I don't know why that guy thought that was a good idea. But anyways, put that in there, it's been fine, adjusted the endpoints. It's a really loud servo, so I'll probably end up swapping this. Actually, I'll probably swap it out to a mini servo anyways. Something like a micro. I don't really, it just adds a bunch of weight kind of high, and it's not necessary. So I think I'm going to swap it out. I'll make a little mount for it to make that work. It was really slow. I think I did 21 tooth pinion and whatever spur came with it, because I don't have one that would fit correctly for the speed I wanted. So I need to, that metal one's in there for now, but I'll swap it out. It's not wicked noisy, but it's a little noisy. And this thing acts as like a horn now because it's cut out. But yeah, I'll get a plastic one. It's working, so I'm just going to run it. I forgot, I was going to make a link riser, but I forgot that these axles, you can actually bolt these up higher. So these were flush with the top of this, and now this, I mean, it moves, but nothing compared to before the axle rat, when it's compressing. That's it. I got a little 4S 850 battery I'm going to running. I think that'll be fine with the gearing, with the portals. It was really slow on 3S, so I'm hoping the 4S will bump it up a little bit better. I'm hoping to get this out tomorrow morning, to get this video out tomorrow afternoon. It just depends on timing, what I can do. If not, then I have the shock rebuild going up. So that'll either be tomorrow, the shock rebuild, or this will be tomorrow, and the other one will be on Monday. That's the plan so far. Oh, also I had to, I designed and printed a rear tower for the body mounts, because the one that he had is great, but it wasn't tall enough for this being an SUV body. Also did I guess people call it like a comp cut or something, I'm not sure. First time I ever had to really cut it up that much on a bigger truck. It seemed to come out okay. But the problem was I cut it for the original links, and I got them pretty close. But yeah, it's not too bad. If anything, I might try to, I want to get some thinner metal first of all. I don't need that big of honking piece of brass back there. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. It moved around okay, but like I said, I didn't really do anything on the rocks much. So I will test that out hopefully tomorrow morning, and I'll be back with the results and to finish up the video. All right, back from the rocks and testing. This thing did great. I was running it on 3S because I forgot the 4S batteries here, so that was not what I was expecting, but it still did fine with 3S. A little bit more wheel speed would have been nice because of the gear reduction and how I have it set up with the spur and pinion, but it did fine with the 3S. No problem. The only issues I've had, nothing with the chassis. It was all with the axles. I forgot to Loctite a bunch of things. Screws are getting loose. I think I said in the last part of the video, I had a pin for the double joint fallout, so I had the regular U-joint in for most of that testing, and they actually even did, those even did fine. I just put that back in today because they finally showed up, and now I got double joints on both sides again. The turning angle is amazing on this thing. The dig was good when I remembered to use it, but I kept forgetting that I had it. I wanted to swap out that dig servo because it's so big for a little, like a micro, probably that Endura 7 kilogram or so, see how that works. The chassis adjustability was amazing. As far as moving stuff around, I wanted to move the body forward a couple millimeters, I think, like 5 or 10, so I did move it. All these slots are like 5 millimeters apart, so I just moved this one up one slot, this one up one slot, and my body was 5 millimeters forward. It tucked the tire in perfectly right in here, and it gave me a little bit better angle in the back, because now my tires are behind it. The only thing is this does catch on rock sometimes if it's like a rounded rock that I go over or something, but it just, you give it a little throttle, it'll pop off. Paint stayed so far. Had a good amount of tumbles, trying to test it out. Definitely need to work on some lines for this thing because a lot of my lines were for trail trucks that I do. So it kind of walked up a lot of the stuff I usually do. I had some tumbles trying to make some new lines. Shocks held up fine, no leaking, but I'm probably going to swap to 60 weight instead of the 40 weight. They just seem to unload very quickly. Once I was out there and they started freeing up. So I think 60 weight should help, maybe even go to 80 eventually or so. But yeah, it's a great truck. Definitely get a hold of Team ReVolt and grab one of these chassis if you can. Lightweight, adjustability. I put in a carrier bearing, no problem. Just bolted right in. I didn't have to do any spacers or anything. I guess, yeah, it's great. The only thing I might do, I have been thinking about swapping this to straight axle instead of portals. I don't know why. It's doing okay with it. It's just, I feel like if I did straight axles to try it out on here, on this chassis, I think it would do pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. But I got the 10 Pro and the 10.3 base camp to build, and I was thinking about maybe on the base camp making that more of a trailish thing, putting these axles on it and putting those straights on here, just to kind of move some stuff around. We'll see when I build it how I want to do it. That'll probably be one of the next builds, is one of those 10 Pro or the base camp kit. I haven't decided yet. Just wanted to get this one going because I was excited about this chassis. This is the end of this build series. There'll be a little more tinkering videos just to kind of dial it in. I definitely need to do a little bit of shock placement, I think. Like I said, some shock oil change. I want to talk to, I keep forgetting to message ReVolt about getting some 3D printed inserts for this, get those printed up. But yeah, this is it for this one. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll check them out, answer whatever I can, and we'll go from there. All right, have a good day.